ahead. Hey, welcome everybody to the premiere of Two Old Goats. I am Patrick. This is my buddy Bryan. We're here to talk wrestling, comedy, food, whatever.
Life.
Yeah.
What's the meaning of life?
Whatever's fun. So welcome.
Whatever's
Hope you
fun.
enjoy. And this week we're just gonna kind of introduce ourselves, kind of interview each other, and so you could get a feel for what two idiots you're watching or listening to.
Exactly. What we're eating, what we're not eating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, shout out to JG Jukebox Ginger for hosting us on JGs Lounge. Check out his other shows, so let's have some fun. How you doing, Bryan?
Absolutely. I'm doing really good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm off work now. I got a couple of days off, so yeah, ready to chill.
Yeah.
And
started your weekend, end of mine.
yeah. I got the coveted Monday, Tuesday weekend. You know, not many people know that that's the good time.
Hey, you know what? If you need an appointment, you're golden.
Oh, dude, being older now, I love having Monday, Tuesday off because when I go to the store, fucking nobody's there.
Yeah, you know, that's the good life, really.
Yeah, whatever I want to. If I want to go to the movies, nobody's there. You know, so hey, you know, I can avoid people.
Exactly.
People in person, in on the web. Hey, come on, you know, come say hi. Anyway, yeah. So your weekend is wrapping up. You do anything fun this weekend?
I did not, actually. No, I'm just kidding. No, you know, I kind of hung out and I mowed the lawn yesterday, which was not really bright. But other than that, you know, I just kind of hang out, watched a little bit of WrestleMania last night.
Did you time travel? It was SummerSlam last night.
I did not.
It was not WrestleMania. It was SummerSlam.
SummerSlam. That's what I watched. Yeah. I, you know, watched some SummerSlam. I partook in whiskey or two or four.
Still feeling the effects from that?
No, not really. Kind of slept that off this morning. You know, had my parents who are older than this goat over today for a little bit. For my birthday next week, but other than that, you know, not much.
So you're going to be an older goat next week.
I'm going to be an older goat next week.
All right.
So I'm old now, guys, but just wait until next podcast. I'll be even older.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, you do anything fun this weekend?
I worked all fucking weekend long. Yeah. Slinging pizzas and hot dogs all weekend. And
hey, you know what? Those are two of my favorite foods. So
yeah. I'm glad.
No wonder we're friends.
Yeah, I feel like Jesus feeding the masses. It was. Instead of fishes and loaves, it was pizza and hot dogs.
Pizza and hot dogs works for me. You know.
Yeah, it was busy, but yeah, it was tax-free weekend, so everybody buying their laptops and rotisserie chickens and shit. But yeah, other than that, yeah.
While Chef Pat feeds them.
Yeah. So yeah, and then last night, I got home, watched some SummerSlam. Actually, I watched it all except for I missed the Finn Priest match because we were actually on here testing it out.
Yep. I missed that as well.
Yeah, so I missed that match, but other than that, and this is the first time I've watched WWE since WrestleMania. I've watched bits and pieces here and there, but an actual full show since WrestleMania, and I enjoyed it. I was impressed.
Don't really watch much personally of the WWE brand. I'm more of the AEW type watcher. Since I can't watcher, you know, since I can't watch Impact, which I really want to watch. I'll find it. I'll get a network, and I will find that.
Oh yeah, that's the only one I watch religiously is Impact.
It's a good product.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun. Very fun. I'm behind on this week. Gotta watch this current week. I got Impact Plus by accident.
Oh,
so
nice.
No, I bought it, but it was an accident.
Oh, I got you.
There was a discount code, and if you normally like you click on something and it says confirm, you get a confirmation click after that.
Right.
And so I clicked on it and they're like, you are now subscribed. I was like, oh shit, hey baby,
Hey,
we got
guess what?
Impact for a year. So
So guess what now? Yeah.
Hey, it's cool. You know, we were talking because they have a lot of pay-per-views on there, and they have the weekly show on there and stuff. So
I have actually watched a little bit of ROH. My son got the ROH package, and
Honor Club or whatever.
Yep, started watching that at the beginning. A couple of shows in, really, really good.
Nice.
Good. I do like the ROH. It's more indie type feel.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's why I really like Impact too. It's like 2,000 seat arenas, and we got front row tickets in September. Going to Impact in Memphis.
Lucky.
Yeah. Taking my wife on a road trip to see Impact the day before her birthday, and then the next day we're going to Graceland since it's in Memphis.
And it's her favorite place.
She only watches wrestling because of me, and she hates Elvis. That's how much this woman loves me. That woman is a saint.
She married a good one.
I did. You
did. So before we get started, let's kind of tell them how we met. So I used to go to Journey Pro shows religiously, help them out, set up, tear down, all that. First couple of shows, saw a guy there in a luchador mask. And he's kind of friends with him on Twitter. Never really talked to him. Come up is Lucha Chris, great dude. Started hanging out with him at shows, and he kept saying, "I'm trying to get Patriot Pat out here. Trying to get him out here." And finally, one day he had you out there. I believe it was the day he was filming people doing promos.
Yep, that was we were trying to do something. Yeah, both he and I were trying to do something, and because I'm at Lucha Chris at work. Somebody grabbed something, and I said, "Big strong boy," Tyler Bates catchphrase or whatever, and he peeks his head around the corner and goes, "Did somebody say big strong boy?" I was like, "Yeah, me." You like wrestling? It's like, yeah, and instant friend. That's how quick dudes become friends. Like, you like something I like? Yes, we're buddies now.
We are good friends now.
And he brought me out to that show. That was the last Journey Pro show at Kansas Hall.
The last Journey Pro show.
The last Journey Pro show before COVID. I was so excited for the next one, and then COVID hit.
And then COVID,
Mm-hmm.
Screw COVID. But so he's like, "Hey, Brian, you got to cut a promo." I had no idea what to do, and so I had my Viking hat on, my sunglasses. So I decided to cut a promo where I said absolutely nothing. I grabbed the mic, I got in a few poses, and then shook my head and walked off. And Chris died laughing. Said that was probably one of the best promos, and I can't take credit for that. Obviously, I probably saw that on TV somewhere. And then Patriot Pat and I started talking, became friends, kind of saw each other at more shows, and
well, the funny thing was when you came out after the first Journey Pro show back, it says 2 years later or whatever. You come up to me. It was at the baseball field, the first show at the baseball, and you're like, "Hey, how you doing?" And I had you in my mind. I combined you and Mike because you're both tall, skinny, bald guys. And so,
Mike,
And so I was looking, and I'm trying to remember your name. I'm like, "Hey, man, how's it going?" And then you're like, "It's Brian," and I'm like, "Oh shit, these are two different people." Like as soon as you said that, you separated in my mind, and I was like, "Oh, these are two different entities." Oh,
this is not Mike who works for the TSA.
Yes. But and then we've hung out pretty much every show since.
Oh yeah, and you don't have to worry about me now that I'm not Mike. You don't have to worry about me probing you for anything, So
Yeah, it was weird when you were doing it. You're like, no, yeah, I'm Mike. And then Mike walks by and he's like, hey, Pat. And I'm like, oh, I made a bad mistake.
Yeah.
I made a sad choice.
Yeah, it's all right. It happens, And we're dudes. We laugh it off. It's what we do. It's what we do.
Oh.
So that's how we met. And I don't know where we came up with the podcast idea. I think someone had mentioned something about a podcast. I think it was the I-70 guys said something about it, and you kind of popped in, did a comment or made eyes or something, and I was like, now hold on a minute. Pat and I get along really well. We should probably do a podcast together.
Because that is a novel idea. 2 middle-aged white dudes.
Middle-aged white dudes.
Nobody has done that before.
Nobody ever. But, we are going to be unique. We're not going to talk wrestling the entire time, every time you do stand-up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big fan of stand-up. We both like wrestling. We both like music. We're just going to kind of, try to talk about everything. Get some wrestlers in here, get some comedians in here besides us two. I think we got some good connections, and we'll get some good people in, have some fun, laugh, get liquored up and drunk. I mean, well, if they want to, we'll have some fun.
I like that plan. Yeah. So
it'll be fine. It'll be a lot of fun. So we do have some people in the chat.
we do.
My chat was set on private for some reason. We appreciate
that
you
comment
guys.
That comment was from before we even got on. This
okay.
is the technical expertise.
The technical expertise.
Technical expertise you can expect from us.
Yeah, it is. I was going to say, where's the expertise with us? I mean, there will be some. We'll get a hold of it and get better, and hopefully someday I'll have something more exciting behind this green screen.
Yeah, I was waiting for something to pop up.
I was setting something up, but my laptop's a little slow. I might sneak the wife's down here for the next show. It's a little bit better. But yeah, someone said I can't wait till it starts. But that was at 6:19, so here we are now.
Yeah,
you have more comments for us.
I got a good job, Jimmy. I don't know who the fuck Jimmy is.
I don't know, but he owns a company, I think.
The chats are from before you went live. No shit, that's what we're talking about.
That's exactly.
That's what we're saying. That's Jukebox telling us that. Yes,
that is our amazing producer, who is now going to be the only person who chats with us.
No, we're just talking about the previous chats.
Yes, sir. So let's find out about each other. You want to do this? You ask a question, I'll ask a question, or you want to do it all at once, or?
We could do one and one.
1 and 1. I think 1 and 1 sounds fun.
Yeah,
we'll do that.
Shit. So, who's going first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Okay. So I've already mentioned that you're a stand-up comedian.
Mm-hmm.
Who are some of the people that got you into stand-up comedy? As a kid or whenever you got into it, and what was the bit that caught you?
The one I remember vividly was that when I first thought I really want to do that, and I know he's a social pariah now, but Bill Cosby himself. I was like 5 or 6 years old, maybe 7 years old when I saw that on HBO and just saw him just ruling the room, and thousands of people in this, wherever it was filmed, and I was like, oh, I want to do that. And then and I always just loved stand up. And then in high school, I was watching, and this is in the mid 90s. This was the heyday of comedy, where if you had 15 solid minutes, you got on TV. And so I would watch Evening at the Improv and Comedy on the Road and anything I could get my hands on. And then any comedy special that was on whatever premium stations where you had Cinemax, HBO, Showtime, or whatever. The two bits that really stand out to me are Bill Cosby going to the dentist. I mean, that's just absolutely famous. And then
that was classic.
Yeah. And then there was this comic in the 90s, Richard Jenny, who he did this bit about going through the drive-through that I mean, I damn near pissed myself laughing at it. And that was, so I was like, 14, 15, somewhere in there. That was a cool thing, though. My parents never stopped me from watching stand-up. If there was a boob or anything on TV, I couldn't see it and stuff. But
Right.
but like my mom would call me downstairs when Andrew Dice Clay was doing a special on HBO or whatever. She was like, "You got to hear these nursery rhymes, most filthy thing in the world." And and here I am, 13 years old, hickory dickory dock. So
it sounds like a great mom. I mean,
she was best. But yeah, and then Carlin, I watched so much Carlin. I absolutely love him. Yeah, he's my all-time favorite.
Carlin's great, really great.
Yeah. So I think that covered everything.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. So, Brian, we talked about this a couple of days ago, and you'd think maybe I should think of some questions.
Yeah, I kind of did that too.
I did not. Okay, so let's see. Okay, what is your what got you into pro wrestling? Your first memories of that.
Okay, so this is a long story, and it actually predates myself. So I it really
history of time.
it really does, and you'll understand when I say this. My great grandmother was 100% Native American. My great grandfather was 50%. So my great grandmother back in the 50s worked downtown. She was one of the switchboard operators. So she would plug in, like you see on all the old shows. Anyway, she went to a nursing home when she was older. Like, she just couldn't take care of herself. She had a breakdown. Two of her children passed away, and her brother passed away, all in the span of 3 weeks. Ooh. So it took a toll on her. So during the week, she stayed in nursing home, and my grandpa would go pick her up, bring her to their house on the weekends. Well, the first weekend she got back, my dad and my uncle were watching wrestling on TV. My grandma walked in, had never seen a TV before in her life. And so she, hey, there's our producer.
Hey.
And there he popped out. So he just, we mention him and he wants credit, and, he's allowing us to do this, so I'm good with it.
Just checking in with us.
Just checking in, showing off the beard.
Jesus, y'all ain't got your wieners out, dude. No, goddamn.
No. We told him no. We weren't drunk enough yet.
Oh, yeah. We thought we were going to be fucking up. I mean,
yeah. I mean, I guess not that much. So anyway, grandma
comes home.
Grandma comes home, never seen a TV before. My dad and my uncle are watching wrestling on TV. My grandma walks in, sits down, and back then it was like an hour-long show on Saturdays. She's watching, and that's all she wanted to watch. So every time my dad would tell me stories, if you came in on a Saturday, came into that room and tried to talk to her, grandma would shush you until wrestling was over, because that was her show and she was watching it. So fast forward a little bit, my dad is married to my mom. They have me. I'm 3 years old. And my dad takes me to my first ever wrestling show at Memorial Hall in Kansas City, Kansas. And it's Central States Wrestling, run by Bob Geigel at the time. And I remember, I don't remember much of it, but I remember the wrestling, like them throwing each other around. And I remember a guy called the Viking. This guy came out with the Viking boots and he had the Viking hat. And for some reason, I just latched on to wrestling. And it was because of those larger than life characters and I just have been watching it ever since. Tried to be involved in it. And it was a lot of fun.
Well, and you're pretty encyclopedic when it comes to wrestling knowledge, if I'm not mistaken. But there's a lot of
I have moments.
We'd be sitting there talking at a show, and I'd be like, "Oh man, this is blah blah blah," and then Brian would be like, "Yeah, it reminds me of this storyline when you know."
Yeah, I can remember some of the storylines.
The Crusher Khrushchev, took on over a 6-month period.
Hey,
I don't know what.
that's
Quiet Wyatt, that's somebody I work with. I don't know what's red as hell. It might be ginger.
It probably is. I mean, wrestling was kind of my thing, and I have a weird thing. My wife will say that I remember things from I can remember things from my childhood, and she's like, I don't see how you remember that stuff. And then stuff that she said 12 years ago, I remember just little bits and pieces, but I just have a kind of weird memory for some reason.
I can remember some weird shit like that, but I can't remember where the fuck I put my keys.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'll leave my pop somewhere and go open another one, and then next thing you know, I have a pop in every room. And
I've done that. Where anybody see my glasses? I'm just
yeah. I have no idea where my phone is.
Oh, and I don't know. It's something about. I know a lot of people got into wrestling because of their grandmas. There was something about the 50s, 60s, 70s, grandmas watching wrestling, and the little kids, the grandchildren would, became fans because of grandma watching. There is a whole generation of people around our age that grandma would throw shit at the TV and stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely. And my great grandma was one of them. It's amazing. There was actually too. I've listened to another podcast, local podcast that talk about. There was originally in the Central States days before it was taken over by the big brand. There was twin sisters that would go to shows, and they were retired, and they would travel to shows. They would go Kansas City. They go to St. Joe. They go to Iowa, wherever the Central States went. They followed, and they sat front row, and they were booing the heels, cheering the faces, and it's so what you're saying is true. They did. They show up in droves.
Probably had their knitting needles ready to fucking stab Harley Race if he did the wrong thing,
And they probably did, But all right, so next question for you. So we've talked about this too. You also like music. You and your wife have traveled a couple of miles this summer to go to some concerts.
Couple of miles.
just a couple,
Voided or expired my warranty.
Yeah, well, yeah. Time for a new car. So who I hate to single down because music is so subjective, and I feel different about the music that I like. So what give me two of your favorite all-time concerts that you've been to.
Oh, that's pretty easy. So what Brian was alluding to earlier was this summer, my wife's favorite band is The Cure. And up until this summer, I was a Casual fan. And we went to Denver. We were in the pit, and I was 10 feet away from Robert Smith. And that, from what I found out, that I believe that was the only pit show they did this tour. So the only person closer to Robert Smith than me the whole tour was the person in front of me. And because everybody else was 20. But yeah, we saw him in Denver, and we're in Kansas City. We saw him in Denver. Then 2 nights later, we saw him in Minneapolis, and then another couple of weeks later, we saw him in Atlanta. And then in next month, we're going to Chicago up to Riot Fest to see him. Anyway, the first, the Denver show in the pit was incredible. And I think that really turned me into a fan of theirs. I mean, I liked their stuff, but I wasn't familiar with a lot of their stuff. So,
right.
So yeah, I would put that one down. Just being right there and just having, just feeling that energy of the pit is awesome. The other one is, this is a tie, so I'm just going to pick one. Was the earlier this summer, I saw Flogging Molly at
Nice.
Yeah, I saw them at the Voodoo Lounge in Harris in KC.
Yes.
And it was general admission, and I was in the pit, and the Flogging Molly is just 100% pure energy. There was their opening band, Skinny Lister. They were incredible. That was the first time I heard them. And then there was the middle band was Anti-Flag, which kind of broke up. And if you saw the news about that, I wasn't an Anti-Flag fan before, wasn't a fan after hearing the music.
Yeah.
And if you want to get on the news story to read about Anti-Flag, it's a
whole thing.
Poetic, not poetic justice, but it's just anyway. Flogging Molly comes up, great show. My wife doesn't give a shit about Flogging Molly. I mean, she enjoys her stuff, but she would never. She's pushing me up to the barricade. And this one, so I'm like second to the barricade. This one little girl is in front with the little girl. She's probably, she's in her 20s or whatever, but she pops out, and my wife just like pokes me in the kidneys and pushes me up. So I'm on the barricade. And there's a little ramp where I'm standing. And on top of that, as you could tell, I don't blend in too much. I'm 6'2" and a fucking skinny ass Santa. So I'm noticeable. So Dave King, the lead singer of Flogging Molly, points me out a couple of times. Nice. And, and having fun and having jokes and stuff. And then when they get off stage, before they go to when they go backstage before the encore and stuff, he actually walks over, grabs one of the Guinnesses in front of the drums, comes over and hands me a Guinness. And I was like, holy shit. I just got a beer from Dave King. My wife's like, I've been going to concerts my whole life. I've never seen anything like that before. She was like, you were the star of the show. She's like, aside from the bands, you were the fucking star. She goes, yeah, I've never seen anybody get interacted with that much. Anyway.
Well, now you can say, as honey, it's because of you. You poked me and pushed me up there.
Oh yeah, it's understood. She knows that. But yeah, I mean, aside from all that, Flogging Molly is just incredible. We're going to see him again in September in St. Louis, and they're going to be at Riot Fest the same day the Cure is, so we'll be able to catch them again.
So you'll see them again.
Yeah. So and I'm going to try to get at the barricade again, at least one of the, probably not Riot Fest, but hopefully it's St. Louis. But yeah, just fucking pure energy. There's a dude in the band that plays the accordion and he's moving around so much, and you're like, how the hell can you move around that much and play the accordion for like 2 hours straight? Yeah. I mean, it's
hard enough to play,
and
it's hard enough to play the accordion.
No, yeah. Well, and then I looked up, and like Dave King, the lead singer, is he is just a ball of energy, jumping around, dancing, all this stuff while playing guitar and singing at the same time. I don't look up; he's in his 60s. What? Yeah. I get winded walking downstairs.
It's terrible, and I had to walk downstairs for the podcast. I barely caught my breath before we jumped on. And I only have
upstairs. We're like.
And I live in a California King, like a California split house. So like the stairs in my house are only like 6 on each level. I mean, I'm going to hate it when I retire, but.
Oh yeah. Ranches.
Yeah. No, I'm going to die in this house. Just being honest.
Well, but that doesn't mean it's going to be when you're old. I mean,
I'm hoping
you can trip and fall down those 6 steps.
That's true. But I'm hoping I don't do that.
Oh, me too, because the show would be awkward. 2 old goats, and it's just me
it's just
picking my nose and fucking looking at my emails.
I mean, we can do that one show. I don't know if it's going to be that entertaining.
Special attract ABC special presents.
I don't know that I'll have that many emails either. So
no.
Just hey, we're starting the show.
Oh.
All right.
Okay. I got to think of a question. God damn it. Oh, okay.
I'm ready.
Well, this just popped in my head. And this is also a question we talked about asking guests when they come on. So Bryan is a big foodie.
Yes, I am a big foodie.
So what is, outside of Kansas City, what is like one city you're excited to go to because of a certain type of food or a certain restaurant?
Okay, I think I know why you asked this question now.
Because I couldn't fucking think of another one.
So
That's why. There's
hey,
no innuendo there.
No, there's not. You know, if you can always ask the same question I ask you too. You know, I mean, just
yeah.
So
I was saving those for later.
We kind of talked. I got you. We kind of talked about this when we were having our. Well, we're going to sound official here. Our pre-production meeting a couple of weeks ago at the deli. As you know, the last 2 years, my wife and I have gone to Salem, Massachusetts. I'm not a big seafood person. I mean, fish is okay and stuff, but going up there, there's so many places in their little town that's just amazing. I mean, I've had pizza up there. Like there's a place called American Flatbread. We eat there usually the night before we come back because they also have something there called candlepin bowling. And the bowling ball you use is about the size, a little bigger than the size of a softball. And the pins are all straight. They don't curve or anything.
Oh.
And it's so hard, they give you 3 balls per frame. It's hard to hit the pins. So, I mean, we eat pizza there, and they have like 4 lanes, so we'll get a lane, and it's just a lot of fun. But the American Flatbread is excellent. We ate at a place called Turner Seafood there. That's wonderful. Boston Hot Dog Company is there, but they're not in Boston. Which is kind of ironic.
Yeah. It's false advertising.
There's a really great breakfast place there called the Ugly Mug Cafe, which I fit in. You know, so I was happy to go there. But it's really cool. Like, so they're like, they don't have 2 of the same coffee mug there. If you order a coffee, you might get, you know, a Garfield mug, or you might get a plain blue mug, or you might get. So it's kind of cool how they do that. It's a really cool vibe in a cool city there. But they just have some of the best food there. I mean, I eat pretty much nonstop while I'm there. If we walk by a place that I want to try, hey honey, hey honey, you know, instead of me getting a T-shirt, can I get a sandwich, or, you know, which I do, you know. But yeah, that's probably one of my my favorite. Salem, Massachusetts.
Your favorite foodie city?
My favorite foodie city, I would have to say, is Salem, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
And it's a fun place to be too. There's just so much stuff to do.
Yeah, I know, you're telling me about it. It sounded pretty interesting.
And the best part about it is you don't need a car. You can just walk everywhere.
You can do that most places, but
well, I mean,
it takes time.
You can. Yeah, it does take time, but I mean, it's all within a few blocks, you know, 7, 10, 12.
No, that's pretty cool.
But, yeah. So yeah, I'd say Salem, Massachusetts.
All right. Very good. Oh, now I do have to ask, do they have this lovely jungle mug? Do they have a mug like that? Oh yeah.
That I couldn't tell you.
We found this set. Mugs, bowls, dishes, everything, coffee creamer and stuff holder. We found it at the thrift store.
Nice.
And they had it for $50, and then they discounted it to like 30, and then we went on like 30% off days. So we got this whole set of this ugly ass. Look at that. Look at that tiger. Look at that.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. That's amazing.
Yeah, it looks like a 3-year-old drew it. Yeah, we got it for like $20.
I'd buy something like that.
And well, no, this is my wife's pride and joy. Yeah, and oh yeah, she absolutely loves it. Yeah, yeah. So, what is the mug company?
It
The mug place?
the ugly mug.
The ugly mug. The ugly mug.
Yeah.
You gotta track these down. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't give you ours because I like
I
my wife and I want to stay married to her. But the ugly
I
mug, yeah, find some of them bad
I will
boys.
find one, and next time when we go next June, I will take it.
It's just
I will take it. And who knows? Maybe we'll do a live show, and I'll just take it in there during the show.
yeah, or record
know?
it, and yeah, that's
Yeah, record it. I'll record it, and we'll put it on the show. Me giving them a mug. So,
no,
oh no,
we're not that ugly.
Trust me, if you go into this place and you give them a mug like that, it's not. They're not going to say anything. They're just big. Oh, thanks.
You might be you might be made the president of the company.
It's very, very possible, and it would be cool. I'd live there if I could. But, the
free coffee for life.
But the prices up there for housing is not something that I could handle. I would be living on the beach in a tent. All right. So my question for you, what's a hobby that you have that someone else might think is strange that is not wrestling?
Oh, I don't know which one's weirder. The fact that I'm almost 50 and I still play video games like crazy.
That's not weird.
Or I just got into woodworking last Christmas, like severe woodworking. All
right.
Yeah, those are the two. Not really weird. Yeah.
Or maybe something that other people aren't into,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love woodworking. I actually built my stepdaughter's bed. I built her a loft bed.
Nice.
Built a few planters, and then well, shit, that's about all I built.
Hey, you know what? That's a lot.
No, yeah, but I absolutely love it. I don't know. I worked in a factory and I had to build like my own shelves and stuff. And this is
nice.
Years ago, and I just took a liking to it, but I never had enough money and stuff. And then, my wife bought me a DeWalt miter saw for Christmas, and since then,
off to the races.
Yeah, and since then I've picked up like a bunch of different things, toolbox, different hand tools and stuff. And then I found a scroll saw at the thrift shop. Again, I love thrifting.
I do too.
I found a scroll saw at the thrift shop, just like the plates. There was $30 and it was 30% off day, so I got it for $21. And I was like, I don't even know what this is, but I see a couple of the Facebook groups I follow, they talk about scroll saw. So I was like, I don't know what it is, but I know I'm going to need one, and it's only $20. And
it has a blade on it. I mean,
no, I had to buy the blades, but
it uses a blade, so you might as well buy it.
It was easy to put out, and then I found out it's like a bandsaw, but for like finer detail stuff. And I've used it a few times, and so if
the podcast falls through, then you have a backup plan.
Oh yeah. Yes, buy Pat's planters.
Me, not so much, but no, actually. So I had a funny story. I did. We bought the house. This house, we moved in right before the pandemic, actually. So it was probably February of 2019. The lady that lived here before us just up and left in like August, and we ended up buying the house and moved in February. She left a whole bunch of stuff here. So there's a bunch of wood in the garage. My wife's favorite holiday is Halloween, and I kind of like it a lot too. But there was wood in the garage, and I was like, I don't want to just like put this wood off to the side. I want to do something with it. I made 14 gravestones.
Oh, nice.
Took a saw and cut out the gravestone. They're about 2 feet high. And they're pretty cool. So I also do like woodworking. I'm not the best, but I try to do it. When I can. And I don't even have saws like you do. I have like the old like caveman stuff. I'm working with. So instead of making a circle, I'm sanding the circle. At least I have a palm sander though. That helps.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that was one of my first purchases after the palm sander, and then I just got a router, and no, it's I don't know. And plus, there's something cathartic about it. Just getting
definitely.
out there and I like playing with my wood.
Yep. I mean, everybody likes to play with wood. I mean, come on.
It's just something about it, and then making something, and made a few.
And you feel accomplished.
Yeah. Well, I bought the plans for my stepdaughter's bed. I don't know what the fuck how to plan to make a bed and stuff. So, but putting it all together and everything fit, and and I mean she's been sleeping on it for since Christmas, right after Christmas. And then the planters I built, I just made up the plans in my head. Oh, I also built my workbench. That was the other thing. I was like, I know there was something else I built. But yeah, and and I had to design my own. I had to design it myself because there was like it's not a flat wall. There's a little jut out for like vent, one of the ducts or something. So but I had to figure all that out. And and I put it all together, and it's stable and level. And I'm like, me make.
Hey, and you used enough screws that it's still together.
Yeah, but it's nice because every time I go in the garage, I'm just like, I fucking built that.
I did that. That's me.
I designed it. I bought all the shit. I put it all together.
I know that feeling. Occasionally, but yeah, nice. I like it.
Yeah. How about you? Any odd hobbies?
Yes, and this one I'm gonna get a laugh from my wife because if she's watching, and I'm pretty sure she is. So at work, we have times that we're really busy and we're really slow. So I'll jump on YouTube, watch. Well, I got into watching this these guys who during the pandemic, this guy came up with this idea. He was home with his kids, and his kid liked Hot Wheels, so he started this downhill racing league for Hot Wheels. And I think his YouTube is like 3D Bot Maker. It's hilarious. You have two commentators on there, and they're hilarious, like going back and forth off of each other. And they act like there's actual drivers in the cars. They all have names, and they name them and all this stuff, and it's funny. So I watch that for whenever we're slow. Well, one day this video pops up that like a recommended, right? And the video is titled something like how to tell if you found a Hot Wheels treasure hunt. And I'm like, what? So I played it, and I don't know if anyone else knows a whole lot. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that do know this, but so there are regular Hot Wheels that they come out. Say they come out with like a 62 Corvette, and they Hot Wheels themselves say, okay, this is going to be the treasure hunt or the super treasure hunt. So what they will do is they'll put a little emblem behind the car on the back of the card for like the regular treasure hunts and in silver, and the super treasure hunts in gold. The super treasure hunts now have like the metal flake paint, and they have rubber wheels instead of plastic. And those cars online are selling anywhere from $45 to $115, depending on the car.
For a Hot Wheel?
For a Hot Wheel that you buy for $1.25, right?
I was gonna say this is just you just gotta find it at
you just have to find it.
A toy store because I was like Toys R Us, no KB, no.
I mean, you go to like Target, Walmart, or you go to like Dollar Tree has them, Dollar General, wherever, but they're just like randomly in boxes. So my hobby now is to find, and there's also other cars that people are like, oh, this is a collectible car and because of this, and this is a collectible car because of this. So I've kind of gotten to a little thing since like March. I've been kind of looking for these. Whenever I'm by like a Target or whatever, I'll just kind of casually go over and check out their Hot Wheels and go. And so yeah, it's kind of a strange thing, but I mean, if I can actually sell them, which I need to start doing, I can make a little bit of money, not a lot, and it's fun. I mean, they're Hot Wheels. If I don't sell them, I have a bunch of cool Hot Wheels cars, right? I mean, and it's just, I'm a big kid, my life motto is, you might as well have fun in life, right? I mean,
My wife and I always say, you get one trip around, you get 80 years on this rock. Don't waste it. Have fun, enjoy yourself. So yeah, if you want to collect Hot Wheels and fucking more power to you.
It's just it's just kind of strange, and I'm sure at one point we'll see some of them on the podcast. I'll flip my screen around. You can see so there's some pegboard in my basement that I'm staring at. And I went to Home Depot and I bought the pegs that are like 8 inches long, and so I have a bunch of Hot Wheels on there that's still in the cards, and it looks like there's a store here. And I've probably got a good right now. I got to say 60 to 75 Hot Wheels hanging up there.
Now, are these the ones with the little
No
doodad, or these just
I have yet to find one of the super treasure hunts that are the gold ones. I have found a few of the silver ones that aren't worth as much money, but they're still cool. I mean, and those all probably just keep in the cards. And
now, have you seen the video? There was one video that I absolutely loved and I watched it with sound off, so it might have been these guys that you were talking about, but they had all the cars from the 80s in a race. So it was like the A-Team vehicle and the Ghostbusters and Back to the Future and a couple others. But they sent them down the tracks and in a race.
And there's 4 cars.
It might have been 4. Yeah, this has been a minute since. But yeah, it was the famous cars from when we were growing up. That was one of the funniest videos. I think I had the captions on, and I was I was dying. Was that those guys?
It sounds like them. I would say check out 3D Bot Maker. It's 3D BOT Maker, and it's like their channel is just hilarious. They put videos out, like they'll put like one race out, and it's like 10 minutes long. Sometimes they'll put like the entire I guess what do you call it, tournament. They'll put the entire tournament out, which is like an hour and 45 minutes long. I'll sit and watch the whole thing and just laugh my ass off.
You know what that tells you? They don't have shit to do at Brian's work sometimes.
It's just not well. I don't watch it all at once, but like I mean,
Lord of the Rings of Hot Wheels.
If my wife is down here working out in the basement, I'll be up. She's down here for 45 minutes, an hour. Watch it on my phone while she's down there, and then pause it and watch it later on.
Wait,
it's not all at once.
We're getting to the good part.
Honey, hold on. They're at the last race.
They're coming up to turn 4.
Oh, she's seen the races too, though. I mean, if I'm into something goofy, I make sure that she watches or sees or participates in whatever goofiness I have.
That's why my wife got into wrestling. Because we were long distance when we were dating, and I told her that I was so we were just texting back and forth, I was like, oh, it's WrestleMania night, and she's like, oh, who's fighting who? And I remember Jinder Mahal was the champ at the time. He was taking on somebody, I forget who, but so I was sending her my prediction. She actually made a match card based on my prediction. She sent me a picture of it. It's the fucking cutest thing. And that's when I was like, oh, she's the one. And then she actually went to the library and got a bunch of wrestling DVDs, and she didn't know what the hell she was watching. So she started, just throwing them in and watching them because, this is what I was interested in. She wanted to check it out. And she actually she always said, if you drop that, I'll never watch it again. But she loves it. And then she's like, yeah, you're in for the storyline and the drama and all this. I mean, I'm in for it. I like the action and the athleticism. And then she's like, I like the outfits. I like the hair extension. I like and she actually got me to the point where I'm just like, man, would you look at her hair? I mean, look at those extensions. That's
not even right. Yeah. I mean, those don't even look like they match.
Sparkle boots don't go with those trunks. And she's like laughing her ass off. That's That's the second life lesson from Two Old Goats. One, enjoy yourself. Two, take interest in what your significant other does. It's going to make it fun for both of you, and you might end up liking it.
I try to do that too, but like my wife and I were dating way back in the whatever year,
70s.
Back in the 50s. No, I'm just kidding. So
no,
when we started, I was courting her, and when we were dating, we watched wrestling at a friend's house a few times, and because my friend was really into wrestling, and we were kind of like a group of friends, and she would watch it every like Monday nights with us, Monday Nitro during the Monday Night Wars, and so she's actually watched it ever since.
Oh wow!
And nice. So like whenever it's on, we got the thing when my Xbox. So I had an Xbox 360, which is what we watch TV through. It's kind of weird, but we have YouTube TV, and we had the WWE Network, and so the WWE Network stopped running on the 360s, but we were watching it on my my laptop, and my wife's on her phone, and I'm like, "Are you paying attention?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm doing something." And she's on her phone for like 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And then she gets off her phone. I was like, "Well, what were you doing?" She's like, "Oh, I ordered you an Xbox One so we can watch wrestling on the TV instead of your laptop." I was like, "See, that's the kind of girl you need to marry, you know? I mean." But yeah, she's watched wrestling ever since, and
that's freaking cool. The network has been a dream. Yeah. We went through and we watched every Royal Rumble. We started doing every WrestleMania, and we got up to like WrestleMania 9 or 10, something like that. But like we would watch them. We would go through one and then just, and like watch an hour here, an hour there, and go through it.
Yeah.
Like Brian watching his Hot Wheels races, an hour here, an hour there.
Hour here, over there.
But then they started bleeding together because it was just as soon as WrestleMania 6 would end, we would start WrestleMania 7, watch a couple of matches of that. And so like, unless there was a stark difference, like, WrestleMania 3 at Silverdome or, what was the one that was outside at Caesar's Palace? Is that 9?
Yes, I think that was 9.
The one where Yokozuna.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Brett, and then Hogan beat. But yeah, unless it was something stark like that, they just kind of blend together. They were like Royal Rumbles too. We did the same thing. But I mean, it's been so much fun because now my wife gets to watch all the shit that I was watching as a kid. She's catching up on that. And then we'll watch some old territory stuff. Which,
that's fun.
It's hokey, but also endearing because it's just I mean it's like watching I Love Lucy. Well, not even I Love Lucy. Like way back, like super old, like My Three Sons or something like that. Which is, or Leave to Beaver, as opposed to like Malcolm in the Middle or something like
right.
It's hokey and endearing, but you're like, I kind of dig this.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot of fun.
And it's funny seeing like some people that were like either enhancement talent, I'll say, or like, mid-carders at best in WWE in the 80s and early 90s, and seeing them in the territory stuff where they're getting, raucous applause, and you're like, oh my God, this motherfucker's over. Like it's something.
Yeah, they're actually good. What the hell?
Oh man, shit. They were
You mean he didn't just lose every week to these guys? He actually won matches? What?
Oh shit.
I don't get it.
Your promotion must suck if this guy's winning.
I'm telling you.
So the network was a lot of fun. And then I got a deal on Peacock where it was like $24 for 2 years or something. I was like, oh fuck yeah, I'll
I don't think our deal is that good now, but it was
24 for 1 year or something. It was a stupid deal. So I'm like, okay, you'll have commercials.
I don't care.
Commercials.
I lived with commercials as a kid with no VHS.
No VCR. Yeah.
Nothing to stop those things. So when I had to hand crank the TV. You see, old goats.
I was
fits,
just talking to Casey, my wife, about that, where you had the 2 dials. You had the UHF and the VHF.
You had you had 3 channels on the one with less numbers, and you had 2 channels on the one that had the most numbers.
Yep. Everybody around, I would say 40. No. I would say about 45 and up knows this.
Exactly.
You watch an ABC, CBS, NBC, or one of the local affiliates.
Exactly. And now it's all, hey, look, I can, let me send this to the screen and you can watch it on TV.
No shit. Yeah, my son was like, can you get me an iPad for Christmas so I can AirPlay onto my TV? Like, but why don't you just use your TV?
Yeah.
And I don't know, I've casted and stuff, but at the same time, it's just it's amazing when
technology baffles us old goats.
When we had to turn
really does.
3 to get to turn on the fucking Atari.
Oh yeah, channel 3, and then make sure it's all plugged in there.
Yep, and
you can only sit 2 feet away because that's all the cord was. I tell you not to go blind, but then here, play these video games. And
oh yeah, are you the pink block or the blue block? Holy shit!
Those are the fun days.
Yeah, now the other day I got to work early, so I sat there and watched an episode of American Dad on my phone, sitting in my car with the sound going through my Bluetooth, and I'm just, I'm not one of these people that like, oh, back in my day we had it. No, I fucking love this shit.
Oh, I do too.
Like, man, if you could travel back in time, when would you want to? I don't know, because every time I think about it, I'm like, man, it'd be cool to go back to being a kid. I'm like, wait a second, no.
But then it would suck.
Cool shit I have now, and I wouldn't have that.
Exactly. Be a lot of fun, but All right, so how about let's switch gears a little. What are a couple of TV shows that you're really into right now? Like the half-hour shows. They can be streaming or TV or whatever. What are you liking to watch right now?
They just dropped on Hulu the new spin-off or new season or whatever of Justified. It's Justified City Primeval. If you haven't watched Justified, it is fucking incredible.
I've seen a couple episodes. I really like it.
Oh, it's great. And Timothy Olyphant is the star, and he's just dreamy. He's very easy on the eyes. I mean,
for the ladies,
I'd switch teams for him. But
I got you.
And no, it's a great show. So they're doing City Primeval, which Justified takes place in Harlan County, Kentucky, fucking backwoods shit. And then this takes place in Detroit, and I think it's only 6 or 8 episodes. I'm like halfway through.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Nice.
But that's great. And then watching. Oh, I can't recommend this show enough. I just finished Muppets Mayhem, which is the story. It's a season about Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem, and it is one of the funniest goddamn shows out there. Everybody should get a Disney Plus subscription just to watch Muppets Mayhem. It's wonderful.
Well, now I'm going to have to watch that. Yep. It sounds a lot of fun, like a lot of fun.
It's got the quirky humor of like the Muppet Show from like the the 70s and 80s and stuff. The actual TV show, it's got that kind of quirky humor, and then it's got current day humor and styles of humor, not so if you're a fan of the old show, you'll love it and stuff. And it's a blast. So those are the 2 right now. How about you?
Oh, for me, my show's actually one just I'd like to say it dropped on Hulu, but they do like 2 episodes and then 1 a week for 8 more weeks or whatever. Yeah. I've really got into, and this is the 3rd season of it, Reservation Dogs. I've been wondering about that one. About the Native American teenagers growing up in Oklahoma, and it has a lot of funny stuff. It has some drama. It's just good. I don't know how to perfectly describe it, but it's more like, they're kind of poor, so they're trying to, just survive, and it's about their adventures. It's just pretty fun. And the best part of, there's a spirit guide who comes to one of the main characters, and the spirit guide is he's an absolute idiot, but he's like goofy and funny, and saying he died in this battle or whatever, and they come to find out he died because his horse was running or whatever, and one of its hooves went into a hole and it threw him off, and so he didn't actually die in battle, but he died in battle, right? So I mean, it's kind of like that humor, and he's just he does some of the most random shit, and just caw, and it's hilarious. Like he's worth watching it. But it's a really fun show. The other show, geez, there's a lot of shows that I like. I'd say let's see, Only Murderers in the Building is coming back next month.
I love that show.
I love that show a lot, and
that has no reason to be as fucking good as it is.
It doesn't.
So enjoyable.
And like I'll be honest, I'd never heard of it until like 2 days before the first season premiered, and I was like, huh. I was like, honey, look at this. We got to watch this. And we sat down and we just started binge watching it.
Like, yeah, I didn't know. I just saw Martin Short and Steve Martin in a TV show. I was like, I don't give a shit what it is. I got to watch it. Yeah, those are, two of the fucking all-time comic greats.
Absolutely. They're in some of my favorite movies together. And
Yep.
So I will throw one more show in there. And this is, for me, a must-watch. It's on Netflix. I don't know if you have it or not, but Netflix, and there's probably 6 to 7 episodes a season. There's 11 seasons out now. Is Letterkenny.
Okay, yeah.
So I didn't watch it for the longest time. I got into it about a year and a half ago. I was working in St. Louis and I was bored one night and decided to start watching it on my phone because my Netflix, I didn't want to put the password into the hotel TV. So I started watching it, and so you take out the commercials and it's like 21, 22 minutes long. It is one of the, it's the dry Canadian humor, and it's just hilarious. I can't recommend that one enough either. It does go well when you're having an adult beverage or two as well. But just the brilliance of the wordplay on a lot of it is just, it cracks me up.
Yeah, I've only seen clips of that. I haven't seen an actual whole episode of it, but
I would definitely recommend it if sometime. And like I said, there's only 6 episodes in a lot of the seasons, and they're 20 minutes long, so I would recommend it.
You could blow through in a good binge.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like in 2 or 3 hours you can go through a season and a half. And they have it seemed like every year for the first few years or however many years, the last episode would be a holiday special or whatever. Like one of them's Christmas, one of them's the St. Patrick's Day one, I think is season 3. Freaking hilarious. They go to a party and this one guy gets drunk. They all get drunk, but he gets so drunk he doesn't remember anything from the night before. And all these people kept coming up to him and tell him how legendary that night was and how he was. And he's like, well, I don't remember. Oh, you were the man and you were the... So they're recounting all these stories, and it just, that cracks me up.
Yeah, I think we've all had nights like that.
Once or twice.
Yeah, wake up.
Definitely.
Have those nights where you wake up and your pants are off, but your shoes are on, and you're like, wow, the fuck did that happen?
Yes. I have stories, but they'll wait.
And who the fuck are you? And you? Where are the women?
Where are the why?
Shit.
Please tell me you have your pants on too.
Why are you wearing my pants? Oh.
Well, I don't think we. Letterkenny is excellent. I would highly recommend that one. Yeah. No questions from the chat, guys? Are there any chatters?
I don't even think so. Last one was a while ago. They got on here and they were like, look at these two old fucks. And we're like, it's goats.
You know what? We're having fun. People will catch on to the brilliance of this show. It's just going to take some time.
Hopefully we do.
Yeah, we will catch on to the brilliance of the show.
Yeah, we have comedians lined up. Yeah, we have wrestlers lined up to interview and stuff. So yeah, it's going to be fun. It's just, it's not always going to be Brian and I talking about our fuck you, shoebox.
Sure. Yeah,
goats for sure. I don't know how to put that on the screen.
We can't. I don't think I've tried.
Yeah,
this time, and
I don't know.
We're gonna have to have him.
Oh, there we go.
He put it on the screen himself. Yeah,
thanks, shoebox. Yeah.
Yeah,
back in my day.
Back in my day, we couldn't have even done this without a stand-up microphone, cameraman, lights, with people holding up the whiteboards. Yeah, we'll have a lot of fun, and we'll get these interviews going, and I think that'll help. And it'll be a good time.
Yeah, it'll be. Oh, here's one thing. So I messaged you earlier about this.
Yes,
we are going to be starting a Two Old Goats Spotify playlist. So tonight we're going to each give 3 songs, and I got a pen and a paper to write down Brian's.
This is hard.
Well, no, because we're going to be adding to it every week. I mean, it's not like your 3 favorite songs. It's just 3 songs.
That's true, but on this very first episode, I'm going to be judged by these 3 songs I give first, right? I mean,
okay,
they've got to be good. So so I'm also into comedy, like in music sometimes. There's a band from the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s called Two Skinny Js. It's the letter or the number 2, and then you spell skinny, SKINNEE.
Two Skinny Js, got them.
And then J's. It's a song called Pluto.
Pluto, add to playlist.
So this song was made right after Neil deGrasse Tyson had disqualified Pluto from being a planet, and this is their kind of rebuttal at that. These guys are hilarious, and it's kind of like it's hard to explain. You'll have to listen to it. It's a lot of fun though. So I got Two Skinny Js. Who's your first?
My first is don't judge the army hat and the beard. I am not a huge country fan. I am a huge punk fan. I've been a punk fan my whole life. So we are going to start with one of the classic punk anthems, Anarchy in the UK by the Sex Pistols.
Yes, a great song.
So adding that to the Two Old Goats, and we are going to publish this playlist. I will put the link. Yeah, we'll put the link in with the show description and stuff. All right, song 2.
Song 2. I'm one of those people that I like a little bit of everything. I don't. I like a lot of local talent stuff. I don't. I'm hoping this is on Spotify. So it's a band called The Champagne Campaign. They're a Kansas City band, and the song's name is Medicine.
If I could spell it.
It's here. Let me look it up.
It's not the Champagne Charade.
No. the Champagne Campaign or just the Champagne. They go by both. And the song is called Medicine.
Oh, yeah. The Champagne. Got it right there.
And they come out, and the lead singers, they wear like bowler hats, and they're dressed up. And it's kind of like in the video, it's kind of like what do you call it? Like a speakeasy. That's the name of their first album, actually.
Oh, okay.
So it's just kind of one of those cool little vibes, and it's kind of just a rock song. And
nice.
They've toured with some good. I think they toured with a few bands. I think Korn once, but they're nothing like Korn.
Actually, that reminds me. You brought up speakeasy. The hi Izapsy. Quiet Wyatt gives a bunch of fires, and Izapsy gave us a red 100. I think that means 100. Cool.
That means that we're doing great. Sounds like an AA meeting.
Quiet or Izapsy?
No.
Is an AA meeting name?
No, Quiet Wyatt said sounds like we're.
No, I know. I'm just trying to figure out what he thinks the AA meeting. Anyway.
Apparently, fire is shots or bottles, maybe.
Champagne campaign.
Campaign. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
No. They're very good. They're very good.
That went right over my head.
Yeah, me too. I mean, kids these days,
That's the best part is people are watching going, check out these fucking idiots.
Fucking old guys. Why are they listening to
They're entertaining, but not for the right reasons.
Yeah. Wait, people this old listen to rock and punk? Yes, we do.
And and get leg cramps in the middle of a fucking podcast. Okay, so I'm gonna lean back and try not to. Oh, this is compelling. Yes, Pat's getting a leg cramp live on YouTube. Oh.
Oh.
Ow. Okay, go away.
And that's how his second song goes. Ow, ow.
Go away. Okay, now I just can't move my leg ever again. Okay. No, anyway. In October, I'm featuring at the Underground Laugh Lounge in Niles, Michigan. And the stand-up comedy show setup is host. They do 15 minutes. Oh, cramps back. Oh, motherfucker. Ah, shit. Whoa.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Yeah, I moved my fucking leg. Oh.
Pat's wife, if you can hear me.
Shit, give a shit. All right.
Give him a couple of shots of whiskey.
Oh, fuck.
As we watch him flop on the bed.
All right.
So as Pat's flopping on the bed.
Oh, what's that?
Now's a good time to tell you about our sponsors.
Oh, shit. Right. Oh. So
anyway.
So yeah, I'm featuring there. I'll be doing like 25, 30 minutes at every show, but it's called the Underground Laugh Lab because the upstairs is called The Study, and it's a bar that is opening next month that friends of mine leg cramp lowdown.
Leg cramp lowdown. Yeah.
Holy shit! It's still there. I'm fighting through the pain.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Somebody get this man some shots.
Or a fucking banana.
A banana. Yes. Potassium would help.
Yeah, the upstairs they're modeling like a fucking speakeasy, and you actually have to have a code word to get in. It's called The Study. It's an old Carnegie library that they're turning into.
That sounds awesome, but other than the leg cramps. Sorry.
Quiet. I need my cream. Oh shit. All right.
20 minutes of this episode is just going to be Pat laughing.
Oh.
And leg cramping. The other half.
2 old goats, and I gotta. God.
How fitting is this for our first show?
Holy shit! The only thing left is one of us to shit ourselves, and if this leg cramp gets worse, I know who it'll be.
I don't know. I'm sure there'll be nights when we're doing shots, and
okay,
it may be the other one.
All I did was bend my leg a little bit to get a little comfortable while I sat in the chair, and my fucking hamstring said, "Fuck you."
It's like, ow, no. Yeah.
Oh shit.
So I guess I could say my third band while we're waiting, unless you're. So anyway, the it's going to be like a speakeasy. You have to say a password. How do you get the password?
I don't know. No, I'm one of the performers, so it's like Eyes Wide Shut, where I get my own password.
I gotcha.
And then I get to have sex with Nicole Kidman. I guess that's how it works.
That's how it works.
Okay. I think so.
I gotcha.
Okay. So what is your third one?
Okay, my third one. I am going way back in the machine. So wrestling, you and I like wrestlers. In wrestling, there's a wrestler in St. Louis. Gosh,
Ooh, that's some relief. Oh.
So there's a wrestler in St. Louis, and he goes by Coco. It's I can't think of his. I'm looking him up now because I have to get his name right. Anyway, he was in a feud with Dan the Dad, and
Okay.
Yes, Zapsy. It's not good right now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. My leg cramp it'll last a good hour.
So next show, Pat is going to be in a lazy boy in front of his computer.
Okay.
So anyway, there's a wrestler that's been facing Dan the Dad in St. Louis a lot. They had a rivalry. He bought the house next to Dan the Dad. So I thought this would be his perfect entrance music because he's nothing like Dan the Dad, who's the wholesome guy. He's more the trashy neighbor guy who just wants to take over everything. So I'm going with Ugly Kid Joe, and the song is Neighbor.
Ugly Kid Joe, Neighbor. That's a fucking deep cut.
That's a very deep. Oh, I got I've got deeper cuts than that. That I cannot show on camera. At least that's what our producer tells us.
Oh, trust me, I don't want to see it either.
I don't
either. Okay, so my second song, there was this band I was turned on to years ago, and this is the only album I ever listened to. Some weird band called the Zootons, but they have this song called Pressure Point. And
okay.
Yeah, they're just they're a really different post-punk revival band. Okay, let's see if I can move my leg. It feels like it let up. Nope. All right, back over here. Oh shit! Yeah.
Pressure Point's kind of a fitting
song
for you. I didn't even
think of it. I thought of the song before this happened. Yeah. So now I get to see Pat do some fucking calisthenics. Oh shit!
Go Pat, go.
Yeah, if you're listening to the Spotify version of this, you're fucking missing out.
You really are. You need to jump on the YouTube at JGs Lounge. Look us up.
And then my third song, we're going way, way back. I gotta find it. I know it's on this playlist. But this is a song. I think it's called "Hold On, I'm Coming." By is it Sam and Dean?
That sounds about right.
You know what? Let's just look it up this way. Yeah, "Hold On, I'm Coming" by Sam and Dean. The reason this song is awesome for an old rock song, but the reason I love this song is because they had all the lyrics down for it, and one of the singer, whether it's Sam or Dean, was in the shitter, and they were like, "Hurry up!" And he's like, "Hold on, I'm coming." And he's like, "Hey, that worked."
if that's not perfect for this podcast.
Yes. So
that is absolutely perfect for this podcast.
That is a great song, and then just finding out the history behind the title of that song is brilliant. So those are the 6 songs we got so far. we'll go through and let me go through them again real quick. We have Pluto by Two Skinny Jays, Anarchy in the UK by the Sex Pistols, Medicine by the Champagne or Champagne Campaign, Neighbor by Ugly Kid Joe, Pressure Point by the Zootons, Hold On I'm Coming by Sam and Dean. We're each gonna add a song every week, and then anytime we have a guest on, we're gonna ask them to add a song too. And we will keep it growing and stuff. So yeah, if you like that will be published in the show notes, and all that. So yeah, and okay, we might have to cut this out because I don't know how much longer I can stand.
No, you're fine. That's absolutely fine. So
fucking half-hour leg cramp.
So just one more quick thing, guys. We are gonna do a kind of what do you call it? Mount Rushmore type.
Oh yeah.
Of thing, and we're gonna try to do that every show. We're not gonna call it the Mount Rushmore. We'll think of something more genius to call it, but just wanted to let you know if you have any suggestions, and it could be literally anything. Just give us ideas. This is a show that we're doing for fun for us, but also fun for you. So, if you got any ideas, hit us up on Twitter. I know at 2 Old Goats Pod. I don't know if we have a Facebook.
No, I'm going to create one of those, but it'll be 2 Old Goats or something along those lines if that's already taken.
Sure. So, guys, when we do get that, hit us up there. I think we do have an email. 2oldgoatspod@gmail.com. I appreciate you, Wyatt. Please come back for our next show. I don't know if we have decided fully yet if we're going to do it every week or every other week. We talked about every other week, but
yeah, I think we're going to start out every other week and see if it goes. And we'll see. We'll see if my leg can.
Yep. I mean, we may have to get Pat a new robo leg.
Oh shit!
And so yeah, we'll just sign off here, guys.
Yeah. You guys take care. Thank you so